Afternoon, everyone. Hopefully this will work well. Okay, so as you heard professionally, I came from for-profit world. And so when I dove headfirst into nonprofit world, I knew nothing about what I was doing. And it became abundantly clear that I was going to need partners to not only learn from, but to walk alongside in this nonprofit journey to serve families that I really had a heart to serve. And so as a ministry, we wanted to serve these families who have life-threatening conditions and chronic illnesses, developmental disabilities. There's just a wide array of who we wanted to serve. But how do we reach these families? How do we let them know that our services are available so that we can walk alongside them as well? And so first we need to decide, what are some benefits of having nonprofit partners? As churches, you may think, I don't really need partners. We're serving the members of our church. But we're going to learn today about how you can develop partnerships with others in your community so that you can reach more families for Jesus. So some of the benefits is that you can definitely reach more families that have no idea about the Bible studies that you offer, the disability services that you offer, or the services that you offer in your community. But you can also fill in gaps for other nonprofits that are doing work in your area. So a good example of this is one of our partners is Families for Effective Autism Treatment. They do a fantastic job of hosting events to connect families to one another, but they do not provide any kind of practical support. So things like, how do you navigate health insurance, medical bills, school, what is a 504 plan? They don't provide any of those services, so they point families to us to fill in that gap for them, and then we point families to them to have that community with autism-specific families that are in our area. And so by working together, man, we serve families so much more completely. And how awesome is that? To build those partnerships with other nonprofits and other ministries that you all can serve families together more. And another awesome way that you can partner is in projects. So when you do a project, whether it is doing new curriculums or any kind of project in your community, if you get another nonprofit to come alongside you and to do it with you, you're bringing more ideas, you're bringing additional funding, you are spreading out the time that it takes to do those projects. Has anybody in here developed curriculum for their programming? It's a lot of work, isn't it? And so when you have other entities coming alongside you to do that, it lessens that load a great deal. And you also have more of a reach. So when the project is completed, then you have more opportunity to reach not only the families you're serving with that project, but all the families that other entity is serving as well. Some examples of this that we've done is our work with Redefined Special with Melanie Gomez and developing a curriculum, teaching videos, Bible study, secular version in equine centers. It's a really cool program. And then also with MOPS International, we developed some Bible studies with them. Once a year we host that online. And it's just a great way to serve all of the families from all three of our nonprofits as we are working together in that process. And then another thing that is really fun to do is to host events with other nonprofits in your area. I can't tell you how awesome it is to host an event and invite another nonprofit to come alongside and to not only have the shared volunteers, because getting volunteers is a little difficult sometimes to get enough volunteers at events, but when you are divvying up the responsibilities, dividing the costs, all of that makes for a much less workload, but also way more families can come into that process. Here's an example of one that we do with 3 other nonprofits. The idea actually came from this conference about 4 years ago. I was here, and there was a nonprofit who all they did was love on special needs moms. Then I went back home and called one of our nonprofits partner Feet, and I said, hey, what do y'all think about hosting an event just to love on special needs moms? They're like, we are in. We're going to do it with you. So now ever since then, twice a year, we invited some other nonprofit partners. And at that event, special needs moms are provided professional massage. We do arts and crafts. They have dinner, opportunity to connect with each other. And this event that we host twice a year fills up with 100 moms within 3 hours of registration opening every time. There is such a huge need for this. And at that event, all the moms from all their other organizations come, and they get to hear about the services we provide. These mamas who may not have ever been in a Bible study, never been introduced to Jesus, are coming to have a great fun night, and they're invited to our Bible studies. And they come and learn about Jesus, and they come and build relationship with us. And so what great opportunities that you all can have of partnering with other organizations, whether you're a church or just ministry, to walk alongside each other and serve one another's families. And here's another example, another Mom's Hike and Picnic that we do with another partner, Barron Heights, locally. Have any of you all done any kind of fundraising events with other nonprofits? Nobody? Let me tell you, this is a missed opportunity. Okay, so doing fundraiser events, well, we don't charge families for any of our services, nothing. And so we always have to rely on donations, fundraisers, to be able to function at all. And so fundraiser events are a great way for community awareness. Do you all know how much news stations love it when nonprofits work together and they can promote your events? We do this great fun event called Over the Edge. So you see the top of that building up there? That is what participants rappel off the top of to go down the side of a building. And we do this one the last 2 years with our partner Down Syndrome of Louisville. And we share the expense of that. And so not only is it this collaboration and we're serving each other's families, but also it's less cost for us as a nonprofit to host this expensive event. But we, at this last event that we did, we had all 4 local TV stations that showed up to cover the story of these nonprofits that are partnering together to raise funds that serve special needs families in our community. So this is just another way that we can partner with one another that has a great benefit for us and everybody else that we're working with. So you might ask, what type of organizations do I want to partner with? If I'm a church, how do I, what organizations like in our area do I want to partner with? So there are several different kinds. Nonprofits that are serving the same demographic is fantastic. And pediatric health providers. This one may not have been on your radar, but one of our biggest supporters of promoting our events are therapy centers. And you may think, oh, well, they're not going to allow ministry in a workplace. Government offices that we're in are not going to allow that kind of ministry in their workplace. And I had the same challenge when I started working with Critically Loved. My dad is on our board of directors, and he's like, well, how is Critically Loved ministry? I said, oh, Dad, it's not. We are nonprofit. We are going to be in doctors' offices, pediatricians' offices. We're doing practical support. We're helping families through health insurance, medical bills, school, all that practical side. We're not in ministry. And I said, they're not going to allow it. He said, have you tried? I said, no. He said, I think you need to. And so we started off by putting just one little Bible verse in what we were handing out and added it to our website. And God gave me a really big push in my heart and said, this is mine. I've called you to ministry. And you know, not one of them has said one thing about us being faith-based, that as long as we're meeting practical needs of the families they serve, they don't care we're faith-based and offer Bible studies. And so don't let that scare you away from approaching partners in your organization that are just businesses and not ministry. Those can be great introductions to introduce people to Jesus. So I just want to encourage you guys in that. And currently we have 63 partners that we are working with, and that includes several churches. So churches, don't be afraid to reach out to not just other churches, but just other organizations in your area and figure out ways that you can serve one another together. You can serve families together. And then another great way to not miss out on is to partner with companies. Do any of you all partner with companies in your area? Nope. Okay, I want to really, really encourage you all in this. So that number of 63 partners, companies are not included in that, but we do work along with companies, and that is to provide them with serving opportunities. And so when you go into companies and say, hey, I have a great team building opportunity for you all in your company. Here's a tangible thing that your company can do that will serve families that we're serving, and you're going to give back to the special needs community and give them a job. So for us personally, we have these getting started medical binders that we deliver to companies. They assemble them in their spare time. We pick them up when they're done, and we take them to our partner organizations. And then we also have hospital comfort bags that you see pictured there also. And in that one, they will collect all the items, assemble them as a team, and then they take them to our volunteers who deliver them to our families when they're in the hospital. So these are just some examples, but think of some out-of-the-box ways that your ministry, your church, can go to companies and say, hey, how can you help us out? Because when those employees are introduced to the work you're doing and they're volunteering, they're vested. They're going to come back to you and say, what other volunteer opportunities do you have? They're likely to be donors to the work that you're doing. They're likely to talk about you all out in the community. So talk about great community awareness. Companies are a great way to get your name out into the community. And they might meet a special needs family and be like, oh, you know what? There's this church down the street that we volunteered with at work. And why don't your family go visit that if they know that they're looking for a church? So it's just a great way to really help them see the benefit that they're giving back to their community by working alongside your ministry. Oh, we skipped something here. That's okay. The question is it better to have secular partners or nonprofit partners? What do you all think? Both, yes, both. We need both. Why do we need both? So with secular partners, we want to meet a practical need. We're going to serve their families in some way. What can your ministry do to serve families and meet a practical need? Because once you meet that practical need, you build relationship with that family, right? You're getting to know them. And after you build that relationship, you can point them to Jesus. We have families that call Critically Loved, and they're like, oh, what do I do to apply for Medicaid waiver services? I'll walk them through that. I'm holding their hand. I'm building relationship. I'm inviting them to our Special Needs Moms Night Out. They come there, I'm inviting them to our Bible studies. And the more and more and more you build that relationship, you can point them to Jesus. But it takes that getting your foot in the door with them, right? So what practical need are you going to meet for your secular partners? Figure that out within your own ministry so that you can build that relationship with other families. And then for the faith-based partners, you need other nonprofit partners in your area to walk alongside you to do this really hard thing you're doing, right? Special needs ministry, it is not easy. It's not at all. And so if we can have other people that are going in the same direction we're going, so we can lean on one another, we can support them, that is so great. And I just want to encourage all of you all that when you are working with other faith-based nonprofit ministry and partners, that there is not any kind of competition there. Like, oh, we offer Bible studies over here for special needs families. Oh, we do too. Yeah, well, maybe do that together. Maybe promote your partners' special needs events that they're doing and support them. Hey, I'm gonna supply all the food for that event, and I'm gonna promote it for you. Like, don't see this as a competition. Y'all, we are all trying to serve the same families. We want to do it in a God-honoring way. So let's walk alongside each other and see how well we can do that together. And then make sure that you are adding some kind of value. So if you go to a secular partner and you say, hey, I want to serve your families, they're going to be like, well, if I promote you and you're like, what are you going to do for me? What benefit are you bringing to the table for these secular partners? So some things that we do is we provide something tangible, like these Getting Started medical binders. So this is something that has our partner's logo on the top. Our logo here is personalized to the child's name. It helps organize the child's health care. It gives them tips of things. You know, it took me 10 years to figure out this list of things right here. We want families to know that at the beginning. What's 504 plan? What's a medical summary look like? This is something that they hand to their families they're serving. They keep, all of our partners have these in their possession already, and they hand them to their families. This is a benefit we are giving to all of our partners. So this is something tangible. And the other one I already gave the example of is our hospital comfort bags. Our hospital comfort bags have an egg crate mattress topper, quality toilet paper, tissues with lotion, comfy socks, snacks, age-appropriate books. And our partners will call us all the time and say, hey, one of our families is in the hospital. Can you deliver a hospital comfort bag? We are happy to do that. That is an introduction to that family who did not know we existed. And that is value that we are providing. Because when we provide that hospital bag, we'll say, Down Syndrome of Louisville asked us to deliver this to you. We're thanking them for that. Down Syndrome of Louisville's logo is on the top of their medical binder that's inside the bag. So that's just examples of what we do, providing something tangible, and I am happy to provide these to your nonprofit free of charge. You all want to develop these yourself, you can steal any of my ideas out of here. No competition. We are happy to walk alongside your nonprofit or your church or ministry. Or think of something else that's outside of the box that your church, your ministry can provide to your partners that they will see as a benefit, so they want to partner with you. They want to refer their families to you. So what are some other things that you can do? These are just pictures of families that we serve that got delivered hospital comfort bags and that we walk alongside them every day. And then another thing you want to do is highlight your partners publicly. We use the hashtag all the time, nonprofits working together. There's no competition. We love the work our partners are doing. Promote their events on social media. You can just share the events that they have. You can encourage them, like we talked about before. You can help provide supplies to them. But what are ways that you can really provide that value so that they feel valued by you and that they start promoting what you're doing within their own organization? We have a lot of occupational therapy facilities that are totally secular. They promote our Bible studies on their social media. How cool is that? That is amazing that these secular companies see our value. They come volunteer at our summer picnic and create a fun photo booth and bring their employees. Totally secular companies. And that's just one example of ways that we can really bring them in and really serve their families and get to know them more and more. All right, so what are ways we're going to obtain partners? I think the number one way is you can go visit the exhibitor hall. That's right on the second floor. If you have no idea where to start, there are so many great ministries here and so many opportunities for you to exchange information and to gather partners. When we first started out about 6 years ago, I didn't know how to have partners. I just know that I needed them, right? So I started contacting executive directors and saying, I've just started this new nonprofit, Support Special Needs Families. Can I come meet with you to learn from you? And then after we got some programming under our belt and we started offering services, I went back to them and said, you want to be listed as a partner on our website so that we can let our families know about you? We have a clickable logo of theirs on our website, takes everybody to their website, helps with SEO by having more clickable links on our website, and it just helps them feel like, oh, okay, you're going to promote what we're doing, our services. That's awesome. We're going to do that for you as well. And so that's a great way, just cold calling on executive directors and leaders of churches and saying, hey, we want to work alongside you. And I've never had one say, no, thank you, ever. So it's really cool to see how much support they really do want. And then word of mouth, after you get a few partnerships going and they're starting to tell others about the work you're doing, they will start coming to you and saying, hey, how can we partner with you in this? We just about 2 weeks ago, one of our partners came to us and said, hey, I see this Special Needs Moms event that you all are doing. Can I come check it out? Can I come visit it? And I said, absolutely, come volunteer, see what it's about. After the event, she was like, I want to do something like this with you guys. What can we do together? Awesome. Now we're going to have another thing to support our families because another nonprofit's coming alongside us and going to offer additional programming. And then their families get to know us even more. It's very cool. So I just want to encourage you all to build partnerships to reach others for Christ and to serve families more completely. And I want to end with this Bible verse, this reminder from Ecclesiastes. It says, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. Thank you, guys.